All right, welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Please pardon the technical difficulties that we had trying to get this together, but we got it. He's here. Blood rains in the chat. Puff, puff, pass. Won't you guys please welcome my guest from up there, up in Calgary, Canada, the starter of WrestlingWithWrestling.com, Mr. Andre Corbeil. You muted yourself, sir.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. Can you see my face, J-Bone?
There you go. Now you're there.
Hopefully I don't scare the viewers away.
No. I from what I hear from other people, everyone has their own cup of tea that they drink, but you're well respected as far as I know.
Well, thank you.
We got the W in the chat. I'm not passing. Oh, okay. He's not sharing. Last time I saw
He's
Andre,
not passing. He's not passing. What does he have? Gas? Doesn't have gas, or not passing gas?
He's not puff passing. He's not sharing. It's not very nice.
Oh, hey, buddy. It's what's the term? 3 pulls and pass, I think.
Could be.
I don't know.
It's been a long time for me. I haven't done that, and oof.
Yeah, I'm not too versed in the culture either, my friend.
Soon to be legal here in Wisconsin, but whatever.
Hey, I hear cheese and puffs go good together, I guess. Cheese puffs.
Oh! But we'll be here all week. Try the pork.
Oh, geez.
So we are here to talk some Impact Wrestling from last evening. We are on the road to Against All Odds. That's next week, and it's one of the freebies that they do in between the big shows. Andre, I'm not. My past history on TNA is a little fuzzy. When is the last time we had an Against All Odds?
Oh, geez. 2011?
8-9 years?
I could be wrong. I'm so bad with dates.
I'd have to look it up. I'd have to look it up on the old GWN app.
I'm the type that remembers everything, but if you ask the date and the time, and my life was on the line, I'd be getting the axe. I'm like that. Photographic memory, but when it comes to dates and numbers, just I can't do it.
Nice.
Can't do it.
Nice. So, now in talking about this before we went live, you said you didn't catch all of the pieces of the show. From what
You're not supposed to say that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I am not.
I watched the highlights.
I am not that professional where it's like,
You're fired, J-Bone. You're fired.
I flaunt my imperfections proudly on here.
And you do it well, my friend. You do it well. Reason being, I didn't get home till 1 a.m. I was out last night working for Real Canadian Wrestling, filming the matches and doing color commentary. And after we get off this lovely, lovely Impact Wrestling stream, I'm going to get all the matches up from last night's RCW event.
There you go.
And I'm gonna watch the full Impact Wrestling tonight.
There you go. And that's that. What company is that up there? That's Real Canadian
Canadian Wrestling, RCW. Yep.
Nice.
Every 2 weeks, fans can tune in for around 8 matches on Wrestling, and Andre Corbeil on YouTube. Nice. Shameless plug.
Nice. No, go ahead, because I try to get plugs in there whenever I can. Like the audio version of this is, goes up on the Wrestle Addict Network with all those guys on iTunes and Anchor FM and the such. And but
Rant with Ant.
yes, yeah, he's the one that started all that. And yeah, good crew. And then I dedicate some of my
Well, you
other
would
odds and ends to wrestlingwithwrestling.com.
you wouldn't have joined the team if you didn't think the team was stand up. I know that's the way you roll.
Yeah, and I've worked with some of them personally in the past through different ventures and different podcasts.
Breaking news flash from the text phone of Andre Corbeil. Oh boy, we're going in a different wrestling direction. I can't say anything yet, but this will definitely be huge. And that's from the promoter of Heart Legacy Wrestling.
Oh,
So
nice.
you fans get an exclusive right here on J Bone's channel.
Nice. Can you break it now or not yet?
Let's see. I'll slide it down and open it up.
Ooh, sounds naughty.
Sounds naughty. I guess I'll know this up. Oh no, that's an older one. Oh boy, are we ever going in a different wrestling direction? I can't say anything yet, but this will definitely take over all wrestling companies in Canada.
Hmm.
It's a pretty broad stroke.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's covering a lot of territory. Pardon the pun.
There, I see your face now.
There you go. Yeah, you cut out for a bit, but I can still hear you. So.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is that has to do with touring. If she's talking about the nation, she's talking about bringing HLW, Heart Legacy Wrestling, across Canada. That's what I'm assuming.
Well, that'd be great. And from what you and I talked about a little bit earlier, you said that's doesn't sound like it'd be an easy task, but hey, that's awesome if you could do it.
That's right. And factoring in the product we're covering right now, which is Impact Wrestling, Canada's biggest promotion, let's be honest, that definitely is a tall order, but you got to be hungry, especially as a promoter. Otherwise, you're not going to get your product out there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Speaking of getting the product out there, let's get the Impact product out there for all the fans in the chat. Who's joined us,
We
J-Bone?
got Blood Rain and the W so far, but we got a few extra viewers.
How you doing, boys? How you doing,
Nice
boys?
to catch this on a Saturday afternoon, not the normal time I usually do this. Usually late at night or something like usually much later. But this is
Did you
when
have
we
to
can
get up
do this.
earlier? Did you have to get up earlier today?
I didn't have to, but my body woke me up, so I've been up since like 7.
Wow.
Yeah,
I rolled out of bed, brushed my teeth, made a coffee, came out to the car, and here we are.
I hate prednisone, but it's been sucking the sleep right out of me. My body will be back to normal soon, though.
There, for the fans, there. I just got rid of that bright bright light there.
The moon / sunroof.
Hey, has the moon been huge down there the last couple days?
Oh, yeah, we had a full one the other night. It was gorgeous. Yeah.
We had a wolf, a blood red wolf moon or something.
Yes.
A wolf blood moon. It was
Yes.
freaking huge in the sky and gorgeous.
I had to pick up my stepdaughter from work that night, and the drivers that night were absolutely ridiculous. I avoided like 3 accidents. I was like, oh my God.
They say during a full moon with the gravitational pull on the earth and stuff like that, that it does change the psyche of people to a degree, depending on the variations between different psyches. Some people go absolutely fucking, oops, there goes the monetization.
Oh, I lost 3 subs the other day. It's all good. I'm like 630 something. I'm still a ways away from 1,000. You're not gonna.
Do you know what the best remedy for that is?
Paying people.
Don't count your subscribers. The minute you stop focusing on counting your subscribers, is the time upticks happen. It just seems that way. That's what I've learned over the last 8, 9 years.
Yeah. It happened. It
I
all
used
happens in waves. Yeah.
I used to
Goes up,
focus
goes down.
on every single number
Yeah.
as the subscribership grew, and I found that once I stopped focusing on that, it the uptick was quick.
There you go. Yeah. You get some, you lose some. So let's talk
That's right.
about this episode of Impact Wrestling. That's why we're here today. Like I said, we are just a week away, not even now, from Against All Odds. And according to who said it in the chat?
Probably
W
Blood Rain.
W said it in the chat. There was one night only Against All Odds in 2016, and there was a pay-per-view Against All Odds in 2012. Okay,
2012.
interesting.
2012.
Thank you. See,
2012.
that's why I love my viewers, because whenever I'm like, a little off on something, they're like, oh, no, it was this. And it's like, oh, well, thank you for filling in the blanks there. I have
That's
tremendous
why we're
viewers.
all in this for one thing, wrestling.
That's right. Wrestling.
Wrestling.
So, um, overall thoughts on this show, Andre? Do you like where this is going? There's a lot of little things going on in Impact Wrestling right now with the heel turn of the champ. We talked, or I should say, you talked about Allie, you know, departing from Impact Wrestling. I've heard a lot of different opinions about that,
Pretty
and
extensively, too.
yeah,
I think I did an hour and 15 minutes on that.
yeah, if you are not familiar with Andre Corbeil's opinions on YouTube, well respected, and especially in the realm of Impact Wrestling, and he talks some other stuff here and there, but
Most trusted name, and I'm not trying to be an arrogant SOB, most trusted name in Impact Wrestling reporting over the last 8, 9 years.
he is. I'm like number 18 somewhere down on the no.
Shut up.
But Andre
And
had some
I,
great
I,
opinions the other night on Allie.
I just want to say to the Impact Wrestling fans that I'll never let you down, but at the same time, I feel like I have not neglected my fans, but with the covering of all the indie promotions and stuff like that, I haven't covered Impact Wrestling on the level I had for so many years. I can't do the every Friday reviews anymore and stuff like that. But I'm there to break all the news and give insight and insider stuff, superstar interviews. Just interviewed Moose a couple weeks ago.
There you go.
So, yeah, I just want to apologize if any of the fans watching uh, wonder why or question why there's a little less Impact Wrestling coverage on the channel.
Well, yeah, you certainly don't have a lack of content on there. You're broadening your horizons a little. You're covering different things. So, and
Yep.
honestly, what got me started watching you several years ago was the you and Big Ray.
I miss Big Gray.
Yeah,
But life and schedules sometimes dictate the outcome of things. And we had it was the most popular show on onewrestling.com, Can-Am
yeah.
Wrestling Show. We had a nice 3, 4 year run together. And we really cut our teeth on that show with the help of Bill Apter along the way.
Oh yeah,
Great time. I miss Big Ray.
good guy, good guy. You guys had a tremendous show. So this show starts out with a match, which is kind of the fallout from the comedy thing that we saw last week in I call it the clubhouse with the Rascals. I call it the clubhouse. And Moose popped in and didn't appreciate being made fun of.
You sure that wasn't Stevie Wonder?
It could have been a cousin. Yeah, it was it was darn close. That was pretty funny. I loved that segment last week, and then he started, clobbering the Rascals, and this match was the fallout from that. So he had a match with Trey. Um, did you see this one?
Yes, I saw about 6 minutes worth,
Okay.
and I think it was probably match of the night.
Oh, really?
Um, what I liked about it was everything Trey seemed to try. Moose caught him, held him, and turned it into a different offensive barrage.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the pendulum swing into the side steps. It was brutal. My girlfriend was out here. She even went ooh when that happened. So I respect Trey Miguel's in-ring craft, J-Bone,
Yeah.
but I don't like his character at all. I don't like his character at all. I love those Rascals segments. I really do. I think they should rotate each roster member of Impact Wrestling like they had Moose in this past week.
Yeah.
I think they should randomly have a different roster member in for each segment. And somebody had mentioned to me in my chat, can you imagine that segment with Rom Van Dam as the guest?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I saw that in your video. That would have been absolutely hilarious. Yeah.
and,
And
and
then
Rob
that's
could give them a couple pointers.
oh, you
Rob
could.
could give them a couple pointers because they're selling the stoner gimmick good enough, but they don't look like stoners, man.
Yeah.
No, they don't look like stoners, man.
It's in tribute to that 70s show. And I know
Yep.
that's there is a cult following for that, but and there's only obviously so much you could do with the clubhouse setting like that. But
No, no, that's where you're wrong.
really,
That's
okay,
where you're wrong. You can bring in each roster member and it'll be different each segment. Think
okay,
of
so
how
kind of like the smoke
think of
show.
how long think of how long it would take for them to cycle through the whole roster. That's a year. You know what I mean? That's a year worth of segments right there.
Oh, that's true. I understand what you're saying now. Okay, you're talking about in the clubhouse, bring other Impact Wrestling.
A
Yeah.
new a new modern day version of the Piper's Pit. Piper. Yeah,
Oh
I
God.
know. Camper.
Nice. So yeah, this was a. I mean, yeah, Trey did try everything and did put forth some decent offense at times to throw off the big guy, but power just overcame him. And
And
go ahead.
this didn't dampen or damage Trey Miguel's positioning as somebody with momentum, because a little guy like that coming at 6'6", 302-pound monster and just kept getting back up and just kept getting back up and just kept getting back up. Um, that's my issue with the Rascals. I'm a big fan of Desmond Xavier. I think he
Oh yeah.
is the be all. I think he's the be all and end all of the Rascals. I just think right out of the gate, they are pushing the Rascals a little too strong. I don't disagree with the push. I just think it's a little excessive.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's you push stuff while it's hot. You don't want to overdo it. I think it'd be fun if they had. I mean, I appreciate the one-on-ones, but as a group, I think it'd be a little more fun if they had them all out there and kind of use them as hype guys. I think I think that would maybe go a little further. That's me. I don't know. We'll see.
Just I don't feel they pushed Tessa Blanchard too fast. But there are some people out there that felt when she came in the company she was pushed a little too strongly, a little too fast. I disagree with that, but that's how I feel with the Rascals right now.
Well, she's a significant name and she has a tremendous amount of talent. Now, granted, she hasn't been around that long, but she's learned her talent pretty darn quick. And it's like I said, it's one of those things you strike it while it's hot, and Tessa's getting her name in a lot of different places now, and especially now with the Wild Women of Wrestling, she's also on there. She's on Impact Wrestling. She's getting really good storylines, good rivalries, tremendous matches, and she's all over the place in the indies, cutting her craft.
She will go down come the end of her career as one of the greatest female wrestlers of all time. And I say that, and I know I can say that comfortably now because the eyes are the window to the soul. And if you look into Tessa Blanchard's eyes, there is a hunger and a dedication there that is so apparent.
Oh yeah.
And she has some big shoes. She has some big shoes to fill
Yes.
within her father, who was one of the greatest.
Yeah. And I think that will help her, but she's also cutting her own path at the same time.
And she's only going to get better and better, Jay.
Oh, she is. She is. She really is. So, but yeah, poor Trey comes out with the loss here with a huge spear from Moose. 1, 2, 3. We get the announcement then that the Rebellion headliner for April, what is it? 28th, I believe. It's at the end of April.
April 28th. Yes. Just before my birthday.
There you go.
Is it 28th? Or is it 25th?
I think it's you know what? I don't know. Whatever that Saturday or Sunday is, whatever it is.
Babe, look up on Google Impact Wrestling Rebellion. I think you're right, Jay. I think you're right. But she's going to check on the side, so let's continue on.
Go.
Oh, never mind. She just got a call,
okay.
so.
That's all right. So, but yeah, we're getting Cage versus Johnny Impact for the championship. And, yeah, I can't wait to see this. I mean, they've been building this, but now it's in a completely different direction. It's not good guy Johnny versus good guy Cage. It's good guy Johnny against Johnny Impact and all of his other forces. You don't know what's going to come hitting them, like Kevin Cross and all those guys.
And I'm so looking forward to that Impact Wrestling Rebellion main event. And to be honest, fans, I have more excitement surrounding that than I do at this point for WrestleMania. I'm really lukewarm on WrestleMania, which is sad. It's sad.
No.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Using I'll just read it right now because she wants her phone back. Impact Wrestling presents Rebellion, April 28th, 2019, 7:30 p.m. live from the Rebel Entertainment Complex in Toronto, Ontario. I'm from Ontario, and I can't even say Ontario.
Nice.
What was I saying before that?
You were saying you were lukewarm on Mania.
I'm lukewarm on Mania. I'm excited about the Rebellion main event. The heel turn of Johnny Impact could have come sooner. I would have rather him come in as a confident, cocky heel, just like Johnny Mundo in Lucha Underground.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's where he perfected his heel stuff, was in Lucha Underground over the course of, I'd say, seasons 2 through 4.
Season 2 is when he became the flagship.
Yeah. I mean, he really, I think he wowed a lot of people when he really came back in the spotlight from season 1, because he really wasn't doing much besides some acting. He wasn't known in the independent scene much, maybe on the West Coast. But, independent wrestling has blown up across the nation tremendously. Doesn't
Thanks
matter where
to these
you
two
are.
companies. Let's really share the gratitude and the credit to Lucha Underground, to Impact Wrestling with their partnership, and to New Japan and Ring of Honor. It's those 4 promotions that have led to this current, I don't want to call it a renaissance, but it's on the verge of being a renaissance period for wrestling. AEW could be that kicker that brings wrestling fans back, because when I meet new people and let them know that I'm a wrestling reporter, the main answer from people is, "Oh, I used to love wrestling and then I lost interest in it."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people get tired of it. They see the same things happening over and over again, depending on what they're watching, and they want everyone wants something different. So you can't please everyone, and sometimes people drift off. I drifted off from WWE for almost a year, and I just started watching them again because it's WrestleMania season, and I like some of the stuff that's going on. So you know, am I in
Yeah,
tune with absolutely everything? No, but I'm going to watch WrestleMania. But do agree with you though, as far as how WrestleMania feels this year. You're not the only person I've heard say that doesn't feel the same.
I just got a message saying something about pass, be a buddy and pass. So I think that's what that earlier comment had to do with the puff puff pass or whatever. I think it's a thing on the internet. You know where you get these share, be a real friend and share this,
Oh
those
God,
annoying posts on Facebook.
I hate those.
Yeah, I hate those too.
I
But
get them all the time from people. It's like if you
that's
don't if you don't share this, you don't like me. Really?
that, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that scares me about AEW. In all honesty, is surrounding the topic that you just brought, is that you can't please everybody. And out of the gate, they're going to try and please everybody. So I'm really fearing and I'm really not looking forward to people like Joey Ryan and Colt Cabana being able to do their garbage. A lot of people may get mad at me for saying that. There's a certain niche fan base in wrestling that really like that stuff, that really like body condoms over penises in an entrance and that type of stuff. If AEW goes down that line, and I understand that Colt Cabana and Joey Ryan are only two wrestlers and that they're going to have a deep, thick roster. However, the Young Bucks also fall into the borderline of that stupidity type of booking. So with them having so much power, with Cody being so liberal and inclusive and everything, I have a couple fears regarding AEW.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea because that's still a lot of new stuff for a very, casual wrestling audience across the country. So yeah, I totally get it, man. I know it.
And if they spend their time, J Bone, catering to the niche market, they're going to lose their steam very fast.
Yeah, it's a matter of being consistent with their product. That's going to be the hardest, I think, because they're going to have to learn what it's like to do what the WWE does, and yet they want to be different from them. So yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah. I will give them 90 days to 6 months before I really, really give a full assessment as to what this product is going to be. Because I'm just the type of person that does not like to call the score of a game before the puck drops.
yeah, because right now it's based on a lot of dream matches and stuff that's never been seen before. So and that's going to draw in a certain amount of people, but then fans got to remember you're not going to see dream matches every week. You are going to see some
Are
new
you though?
stuff.
Are you though? That's the next question though, Jay. How are they going to be when it comes to this new renaissance of working with other promotions? Are they going to work with Impact Wrestling? Does that mean that we will once in a blue moon see Ali or Cherry Bomb back in Impact Wrestling? These questions all remain to be seen, right?
I know every contract is different that they're doing with every individual person. So yeah, that's
And by the looks of it, the Lucha Brothers seem like they want to stay in Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, I think Conan's going to have a lot to do with the negotiations as far as who's going to go where and stay where and
Yeah,
work with
yeah.
who, and and I think he's been a pretty trusted guy in the business over the
Uh,
last, I'd say, handful of years, depending on where he's floating around.
Even Mysterio made his way back to WWE, and that's with Conan as an agent. So
Yeah.
he does look out for his boys,
Oh
and
yeah. That's
and
family.
we all know that they signed AEW contracts, but at the same time, I don't think they're going to be departing Impact Wrestling either. Both brothers seem to love it there.
Well, there's a lot of other factors that come into play because there's still the Lucha Underground stuff that's hanging over certain people's heads over a certain period of time till next year, I want to
And
say.
Pentagon seemed to be the most punished over the years before um these partnerships budded.
Yeah.
I remember he couldn't even use Pentagon Junior. He had to be Penta L0 or something like that.
Oh, he had to make up his own name and try to trademark it, and then they tried to use that on him. Oh, it's yeah. I don't know
So
who all runs AAA. There's certain names I recognize, but they were not kind to him.
no, no, not at all, not at all.
And that's the
But
stuff that I think that warns people off from working with AAA. But
I do
AEW
think
apparently is brave enough.
it was that situation that that led to the roster of Lucha Underground speaking out and really pushing management to consider restructuring the uh, the contracts for being able to work outside other promotions, the exclusiveness of the contract or whatnot.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Brian Cage and Melissa Santos were explaining to me how that came about. That all the wrestlers were saying to management, "Hey, we record in bunches. We have an off season. We're one of the few wrestling companies in the world that have an off season. What are we to do in the off season? Are we supposed to wither away financially?" And that was the main arguing point to management. And thank God management listened. They were empathetic to the cause. And
Yeah.
thank God for Impact Wrestling pushing at the right time for these two to work together. Because if Lucha Underground falls, the biggest beneficiary will be Impact Wrestling.
Oh, yeah. And I think a good chunk of that is their working partnership with AAA in certain aspects because we've seen.
Nobody stabbed each other in the back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, whoever was working with Lucha Underground and AAA, and they wanted to get a little more northern exposure, as in the states. We've seen an influx over the last year to 2 years of so many people from Lucha Underground. Um,
Absolutely.
some have come, some have gone, some have stayed, but it certainly has helped the product of Impact Wrestling tremendously, in my opinion.
And while we're on the topic, you obviously are an avid fan of Lucha Underground. So you are fully aware of who Hexagon is.
Oh yes, us Australian suicide.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Oh, my coffee. My baby is so sweet. Hey, baby. Is this our new creamer style that we're trying? Yeah. Coconut milk coffee. Coconut
Coconut.
milk coffee.
That's different.
It's not awesome. Oh, I have my screen turned off and I'm showing I'm holding up the cup of coffee to the screen.
It's like John Cena over here.
You can't see me, but yeah, he debuted um at Ultima Lucha 4 or Cuatro at the end of the
Yes.
season, and there's all of this doubt going into season 5. He explains in the interview with him that he was supposed to come in season 1. It didn't work out. He was supposed to come in season 3. It didn't work out, and they promised him, "We are going to use you believe in us,
Yeah.
And then season 4, he comes in, debuts, and he has a real strong booking. Uh, he's not only a god, and there's very few gods booked in Lucha Underground. Like he's one of the
True.
gods,
Yeah.
and he's Pentagon Junior's master.
Yeah, that's
Even
crazy.
even though he attacked like I shouldn't even be saying this because this is yet to happen, but it may never even happen. So this is why I'm saying it. But storyline wise, Hexagon is Pentagon Junior's master.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think people gathered some of that from what happened at the end of the season as far as who he was. Some of that was done at the end of season 3, like teased, but you know, um, but yeah, it's frustrating because it is a great show. There's no sign of it coming back, and if you guys want a little insight to certain things, um, the Matt's Masks and Mayhem podcast just did a couple recent shows. They were off for quite a while because there was no Lucha Underground, but those guys had some interesting conversations, including the one last night. I believe it was last night they had Io de Fantasma on for
Love him.
yeah. So that's on my to do list. Yeah, that's on my to do list sometime this weekend is to listen to that and get his opinion because apparently he has departed from AAA now.
And I sure hope he comes back to Impact Wrestling. He has the cleanest English out of all of the luchadors that I'm aware of or have seen to this date. The man can cut a clear, clean promo,
Yeah.
and what can we say about his in-ring craft?
Oh,
He's freaking
King Cuerno. I
great.
mean, is that's where I started being a fan of his, and then we've seen him a little here and there as sometimes Phantasma, sometimes as King Cuerno.
I don't
I'm
like the Phantasma mask. I like the Cuerno mask. I like the Cuerno character more than any other
yeah,
incarnation of him.
yeah.
But apparently he was unmasked in
He was
Mexico.
unmasked in Mexico last year. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
it coincided with a heel turn. I'm not real up on a lot of AAA stuff. I know faces. I
me
just don't know.
neither. Me neither.
I just don't know storylines and stuff like that. But we'll see.
Yeah,
It's been a very interesting year so far with people leaving this place and joining some other place. So
and of course some of the Lucha Underground, Luchadors, and Luchadoresses are going to go to WWE. Some will go to Ring of Honor. Some will go to AEW. But because of the working relationship, because of how positive this relationship has been, I think more Lucha Underground stars will be comfortable and confident to take a chance on coming into Impact Wrestling. The only one that I've seen any negativity about online regarding her not coming to Impact Wrestling, them not pulling the trigger on her, is what's her name there?
Evilise.
Ivelisse Velez. Yes,
Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know.
I
I
think
don't
she's got a bad attitude, Jay. I think she's got a bad attitude. She's so ghetto that it even comes through in the way she talks. She's like a home girl.
it
She's a
could
home
be
girl.
it could be attitude, but I know her work ethic stands out pretty
Oh, hey,
strong.
she can look good in the ring with a man. Not many women can do that. There's only a couple handfuls in the industry that can pull that off.
And Lucha Underground was very brave enough to show that off several times throughout 4 seasons.
And let's not forget that Impact Wrestling gut check and everything. Impact already passed on Ivelisse Velez. Maybe
Yeah,
they saw maybe they saw a bad attitude right off the hop because to have a strong wrestling promotion, you need a camaraderie backstage and you don't need disruptors. Hence, people like Austin Aries with that ultimate ego. Look at all the shit stirred up going into the pay-per-view, how that shook the locker room, all of the bullshit on social media. You need a together locker room. You can't have someone with a bad attitude, an uncoachable type. You need unity in that locker room. So maybe that's why they've passed on her because she's very Rebby Skyish is the best way I can put it. A little too vocal when sometimes. Like I agree what you said in your last podcast, J Bone. Rebby is the wife. It just she shouldn't have opened her mouth regarding her husband's profession. It's the same thing with the Kellyanne Conway and her husband bullshit going on with the president. You know,
Yeah, it's
what are
and
you
it's
trying
and
to
it's
do?
not.
Sabotage your significant other's career? Like, shut the f up.
Oh yeah, and I understand being defensive and protecting family and sticking up for yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
but
there
not for
there is a
everybody to see, Jay.
yeah,
Not on display.
exactly. That was going to be my next point. Is that there's a time and a place for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So hey, what were we, oh yeah, we were talking about Impact Wrestling.
Pretty broad stroke conversation on the live stream. So
I don't know where that happened, but that's okay. We'll get through some of this. The we
we're only through one match, aren't we?
God help us. Um, we got a tag match next from KM Falaba. I should say KM and Falaba versus Eli Drake and Eddie Edwards. What are your? I want to get your opinion on this too. I mean, we've seen KM and Falaba. They are a comedic force in Impact Wrestling. I think they've really drawn a fan base, including myself. It took a while. But I'm on board with them. What do you think of this whole thing between Eli Drake and trying to not necessarily change uh, Eddie Edwards, but just bring him on board as far as being a tag partner?
3 words, J Bone: peanut butter and jam. Some things just go together, whether you like them or not.
Okay.
And that explains a lot regarding the situation, regarding the hesitation of Eddie Edwards to commit to a tag team again after having such a successful singles career. But these two are naturals together. And each and every week you see a little bit more. You hear the commentary focus on the fact that, hey, whether they want to be a tag team or not, you can't deny it. These guys work great together. Oh my God, he threw Kenny! He never lets anybody touch Kenny!
Yeah,
And that
that
right
was
there,
that
that
was
right there,
funny.
that right there, that little nuance right there lets all of the fans know that this is going to be a tag team going forward, and they will be challenging for the Impact Wrestling World Tag Team Championships. And finally, they will become tag team champions.
I think there's certainly a potential there. Both well, Eli Drake is certainly known more as a singles competitor, but and Eddie Edwards has been a tag team guy on and off throughout his career with the Wolves. What's the other guy?
Davey Richards.
Thank you, Davey Richards.
And if they were a tag team, Davey Richards could show up with a mystery partner, attack them, and you got a great feud right out of the gate.
Yeah, yeah, and we could see that someday. I don't know. I'm hearing some negative things about Davey Richards in the news columns here and there. But
Yeah, yeah.
we'll see. We'll
And
see what he's doing.
you factor in how short he and Angelina Love's marriage was.
Oh, see, I didn't even realize they were done.
Oh geez, they got together, she got pregnant, they got married, they had the baby, and within a year they were done.
Oh, that's sad. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, within a year they were done.
Huh.
And then he just went radio silent.
Yeah, and that's
So,
when you go through
uh,
stuff
uh,
like
uh,
that, I get that.
and it's just as of late that he's poked his head out of the sand like an ostrich.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of what you're talking about regarding the negative press or about Davey
Oh,
Richards.
he skipped out on a couple dates. I don't know all the details, but
Uh,
some other wrestlers have been calling him out publicly because of it.
And I will let the fans know that this isn't a BS bogus situation because regarding Real Canadian Wrestling, the promotion I work for, they had booking problems with Davey Richards. Now, eventually he came and did a show and was really happy he came and whatnot, performed against Bobby Sharp, good match, but it was a struggle getting him to show. He had no showed for RCW as well.
Interesting.
But he's a paramedic and maybe he shouldn't book things so far ahead. He kind of chose a career that is sporadic, on call all the time.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I
'Cause-
think he's a great performer, but obviously, if he's got other stuff,
Well, he became a paramedic.
right? Yeah, I mean, he wanted his medical profession,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that is certainly important to him. So,
And he ended up going one level above a paramedic. Like he ended up going a step further.
oh, nice.
So for him to ever return, he would have to take a year off or 6 months off of work, come in, work a program. Uh, and that's the negative portion of Davy Richards. If and when he comes back, it won't
Yeah,
be for long term. It'll kind of be like Petey Williams' last run here. It was sweet but short.
yeah. I think he's turned more of a backstage guy as well recently, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
So, Eli Drake and Eddie Edwards come out with a win here versus Cam and Falaba. And like you said, the whole thing with using Kenny to get the win um probably has mixed reactions from the crowd because they want to cheer on Eddie Edwards. They love his character, but I think they're kind of not so sure about Eli Drake. So
I think Eli Drake has that charisma that Eddie Edwards is missing. Eddie Edwards isn't a total package, but he's an amazing wrestler.
he
He's
is.
good enough to carry out and deliver a meaningful promo, but it's not exceptional. But everything he does in the ring is
Yeah.
exceptional. So I think putting these two together, and it's let's go back to Davey Richards. Davey Richards is charismatic in the ring, but he's not on the mic.
Right. Yeah.
That was the one thing about the Wolves is they weren't great promoists.
Right.
They,
They
they
could
weren't.
stand next to someone and be a united force, but give them a
Yeah.
mic, and it was like, yeah. And it's kind
I
of like
rem-
in the sense of like Roman Reigns. If you keep it simple, you get your point forward, you accomplish a lot more. You're not going to be out there for 15 minutes trying to like, uh, you know,
because Eddie has a hard time staying in this crazy character. Like when he's doing a promo,
unlike Callahan, who's constantly frothing.
oh, he's perfect. A Callahan promo is perfect. He's like Robin Williams was for comedy in the point where Robin Williams could go out on stage and just freelance shit off the top of his head for an hour.
Oh, that was yeah. I I'd call that part medication, part mental condition, part creativity.
Yeah, I bet you. I wouldn't even be surprised if Callahan was left-handed. Left-handed people use the other side of their brain,
Yeah.
like more common. Um, and it's a creative aspect of your brain, right? And I find a lot of left-handed people can go did it, did it, did it, did it, did it, did it, did it. If you know what I mean by those sound effects,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
like hammer off stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm left-handed, so I can go blah, 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 without putting lots of thought into it and think while I'm going instead of just talking gibberish.
Yeah.
But I don't have to plan much of it.
You
Remember
can
the
do.
early interviews, bro? The early interviews. I used to pre-prepare everything and rack my freaking brain.
Mm,
And I would never get everything I pre-prepped into the interview.
yeah.
So then I just started doing a handful of bullet points. That was my next era of interviews. And then, like now, I just go in with one opening lead in, and then I just let the interview naturally do itself.
Yeah, there you go.
So same thing with Eli Drake and Eddie Edwards here. Eli Drake will bring that charisma, that promo education that Edwards needs.
Yeah, they're kind of an odd couple, but they do work well together. I
Yeah.
do like it. It's just going to be interesting to see how far it goes. Yeah.
And Eli Drake is more than a fair hand in the ring, but Eddie Edwards is the wrestler
Oh yeah.
of the two, which is funny because Eli Drake's being portrayed as, I'm the wrestler, you got to get this hardcore shit out of your head.
Yeah,
when,
that's funny. Yeah. It's like, well,
when,
because it's a completely different evolution that Eddie Edwards has gone through over the course of this last year because of Sammy Callahan.
yeah, and you factor all the different continents Eddie Edwards honed his craft on, he is the more accomplished wrestler of the two.
Yeah.
Eli's the bigger star. He has more fanfare, more charisma, but Eddie Edwards is the more accomplished wrestler.
And yeah, I think Eli Drake is a better looking, better half too. So.
Well,
Which has
you
nothing to do with
that's
anything. I
big.
just had to throw that in
That's big. That's big, Jay. That's big, Jason. That's big. That's what my French grandmother used to say. That's pig. Don't talk like that. That's pig.
I happened to find some pictures on Instagram recently, and I was like, "Oh, who's this?" It's funny. So Drake and Edwards come out with a win here, and they even talk about they throw in little things here like, oh, they could they keep this up, they could be a number one contender for the tag team championship. So yeah, it looks like it could be pushing that way.
Both teams are worthy to be in and out of the scene challenging for those tag titles.
Oh yeah, it's just the tag division has gone a little more over the course of the last year, more by the way of violence.
And speaking of violence, speaking of the tag team division, this is where we get interactive with the fans in the comment section. And I'm going to pose a question to you,
Oh boy,
a
here we go.
suggestion to you fans. Yes, regarding a violent tag team that would dominate and should be champions in the Impact Wrestling Tag Team division. Impact Wrestling is missing out on a huge, huge opportunity to bring in casual fans, and that is putting Killer Cross and Moose together as team, as a tag team, and putting the titles on them. It would almost be like the Outsiders. You look at the size of these two gentlemen. You look at the cunningness of both gentlemen, the lack of caring when it comes to following the rules, and the destruction that they would bring as a tag team. Do you guys think, and girls, that Impact Wrestling should utilize Killer Cross and Moose as a tag team? Because either of them are going to be world champion anytime soon, but they both have that title in their future.
That is an interesting concept, especially with Johnny Impact on top, and then he'd have the two guys at his side who are the Moose and Cross as tag team champs. What do you guys think about that? Chat it up in the chat room. Let's see what you guys have to say. Would you like to see Cross and Moose as a tag team? I personally don't think Moose is sticking around in that picture. I think he's off kind of doing something else now, but I could be wrong. But it looks like the whole Cross and Moose connection, as odd as that sounds, could be done. But we'll see.
Because what Moose had said out of his own mouth in the interview is that Cross is his best friend and his business partner.
Yeah.
So I don't think they may. They're both singles wrestlers, right? So we're going to see continual singles matches. But it's just like that's the reason why I mentioned the Outsiders. They were the WCW Tag Team Champions, but at the same time, both were wrestling singles matches.
Well, this is true. This is true. Oh, I miss the Outsiders. That was a great time watching WCW back
Absolutely,
in the day.
absolutely. And I don't think Falaba and KM were damaged within this loss.
No, it was just nice to see them go against different guys, like because they've gone up against the Desi Hit Squad and a couple others so much recently. So this was something fresh for them.
And speaking of fresh, they Impact Wrestling needs to give Raj Singh the freaking mic. Impact Wrestling fans have no clue how amazing on the mic Raj Singh is. Raj also wrestles for Real Canadian Wrestling,
Okay.
and he has the stick in Real Canadian Wrestling, and I really wish the Impact fans could see how good on the mic, how cocky, confident, how arrogant, and how quick-witted he is on the mic. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
That's a team I really wish Impact Wrestling would give a few more wins to, because if they keep booking the Desi Hit Squad like they are, they're just going to wither away.
Yeah. Hopefully they take them out of the comedic back and forth with Cam and Falaba and give them a chance to do have some significant matches similar to what was the other guy that was in there for a while? Jacinder?
Yep, he wrestles. He wrestles for our CW
Okay.
still.
But yeah. So next we've got Ace Austin versus a local
If
favorite.
wait
What
one
what what?
second. If fans of Impact Wrestling still want to follow the career of Gursinder Singh, Tony Cage is his other wrestling name, and he still wrestles in Ontario Wrestling Federations and out here in RCW as well.
Oh, okay.
Tony Cage, that's Gursinder Singh.
Well,
And
that's interesting. Did not know that. Thank you for that info.
let's move on to this, which was a great showcasing of a new wrestler that's 2-0 and actually has a winning streak going on.
Yes, Ace Austin versus a local favorite, Damian Hyde. And the only reason why I know that is because I saw him a handful of times on Ring Warriors, which was used to be on WGN. I have not heard anything about any future showings yet. Um, I'm
You
keeping it.
covered Ring Warriors, right?
I did, yeah, and it
I
was
will call I will call Marty the Moth Martinez, who wrestles for Ring Warriors, and I will find out for you, and I'll pass the information along to you, bro.
I've got the email of the owner.
Okay, so are they done?
They were working on a new TV deal. They're not sure which way they're going. They also put their stuff
So
on
they're done. They're done on WGN.
possibly, possibly. I think we'll call
Okay.
it a hiatus for now because
Okay.
they also put their stuff on Amazon Prime. So like if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it there for free as well. They put a few episodes on there. I don't know what kind of response it's getting. All I know is at the end of the season, Cross became champion, and I was like, "Ooh, that should spark some interest." But we haven't seen anything yet.
I
So
have not been able to find an episode yet. And I've looked on the streaming sites that I use to watch variable wrestling. I can even watch World of Sport in England on this site, and I can't find it.
it's not easy. It's on WGN in the states, and not everybody has WGN. So
Yeah, I don't get that Chicago station at all.
yeah, yeah. So um, but nonetheless, I'm keeping an eye out for it. I did like the product. felt they did, and they filmed in the same place that we've seen Impact tapings going on now at Sam's Town, and they draw some good crowds there in Vegas.
Well, let's knock on wood here for Ring Warriors,
Yeah.
because there's nothing worse than establishing contact with the promoter, like you have, and then having a promotion disappear. There's nothing worse than that,
Yeah. Yeah. I need to do
because
an update on them soon.
you've got a leg up yourself on so many other reporters in that regard.
Yeah, I was really shocked when he contacted me. I was like, oh.
Hell yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised.
So let's hope for the best in that, because you know that's a pretty impressive leg up regarding in being on an insider,
Oh
you know.
yeah. Yeah, and then I had a nice round of West Coast talent there too. So
That's good.
yeah. So we had the local guy Damian Hyde getting his ass handed to him by new X Division comer Ace Austin. I don't know about you, Andre, but I noticed a significant cocky difference in Ace Austin this week.
Yeah, do you know what that cocky difference is?
Please tell me.
Last week, or let's go back to the tapings, or we could keep kayfabe on TV. Okay, last week, Ace Austin goes out in his inaugural TV match for Impact Wrestling,
Yes.
comes out with an impressive victory, impressing management, and is contacted by the right person. Let's just say Scotty D'Amore. Okay, this is all theoretic, right?
Okay.
You knocked it out of the park. We've got plans for you. We've got plans for you. You're going to be a guy in the X division. And he goes out for his next match, which is obviously the same night he's told this information. And we see what we saw last night on television. Uh, an X division wrestler with super strong thighs that brings a move set unlike any other since Chris Sabin was multi-time, or the most decorated X Division champion in history.
Yeah. Yeah.
I I see the next Chris Sabin is what I'm saying
Yeah,
here.
I agree with that comparison to Chris Sabin. I see some. I mean, there's obviously looks, but the style is why it's true.
Some say his face looks like Pete Dunne, but that's I'm not looking. Oh, you look like this guy, so you're this guy. You know what I mean? But
Oh
like
yeah,
in
that's
ring style, the hair comes into play too. But in ring style and the type of different moves he pulls off, Chris Sabin. Just like what the F? I'll save it for when we cover that match. Just remind me, you had something to say regarding Ethan Page when we get to Ethan Page.
okay.
Let's get back on track. I'm so sorry. Welcome to the ADD Impact Wrestling Marathon
Oh,
with Andre Corbiel and J-Bone.
it's like that when I'm solo. So now we're just gonna triple the impact of ADDness. So, but yeah, nonetheless, a great uh great match from Ace Austin. He comes off with win number 2 against Damian Hyde, just leaves him in the dust. Very cocky, very confident, and which
Very
is
able.
yeah, it's a refreshing. It's refreshing to see someone come out like this right off the bat and just wow people.
So he was obviously told to turn it up to 10.
Yeah. And I like the gimmick too with the card. It's different. It is obviously very Vegas-ish, but I've seen him do that wherever he goes. But it fits here.
Sorry, these are really strong. Holy jeez.
Don't die on me.
They're my girlfriend's smokes. Ooh.
She laced them.
Canadian classic. But yes, I agree with everything you said. I think management told them that was amazing. You keep doing that. We've got big plans for you. Go back out there, turn it up to 10, and show us what you got.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd say he's a tweener from what we seen last night. I don't say he's a definitive heel because you look at his gimmick with the cane and the little tricks and
Yeah.
the what was it, an ace of spades out of his opponent's mouth? Did you catch that?
Yeah. Some kind of card trick. Yeah.
You know that's a little bit of a face kind of
Yeah.
aspect, but his mannerisms were heelish.
Yeah. 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 Certainly a boost of confidence from last week and some verbiage to go with it. Hey,
So he's here to stay,
we got
Pence.
some new
He's here to
chatters
stay.
in here. We got hey Duke Togo's out there.
That's a
Hey,
cool name. That's
Duke
a cool name.
Duke Togo 13. Yes, he's a
Who are
regular around
you?
here.
I am Duke Togo.
Takes drag off cigarette and drinks vodka. Damian Hyde's a draw brother. Yeah, he's very talented. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think he always had his ass handed to him in Ring Warriors too, but still, for what it was worth, it was very talented. Paul Nelson's here. Hi, Andre. Good to hear you on a podcast again. And
Hi,
Duke
Paul.
also says, I think Ace looks more like Matt Taven, but that's neither here nor there. Okay.
See,
Hey,
yeah,
James.
I saw a lot of comparisons to Pete Dunne,
Oh, Pete. Okay, it took
like
me a
face.
second. I don't watch
You
a
know that?
lot of him, but yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
I guess that's my Pete Dunne impersonation.
That's pretty close. You, you got to grow your hair out, though. All right, so do you think Tess versus Taya will come back, or is it over? Oh yeah, that's done for now. That's been done three, four
They're definitely
times.
going Gale. They're definitely going Gale and Tessa
Yeah.
right
And
now.
that's not to say they
Yeah.
couldn't bring it back, a year or so from now, but both are heels and then Taya's going in a different direction. Tessa's, she's doing large things with Hall of Famers now, which they're going to build that towards Rebellion probably. And
And this is another layer of Tessa Blanchard's education.
oh yeah,
Impact Wrestling are so confident in her that they are letting her work with Gail. Obviously, behind the scenes, Gail works with all of the ladies, but to work an actual program with Gail Kim, making her come out of retirement and what they're doing just says that Impact Wrestling Management is all in for Tessa Blanchard. And she's the type that doesn't necessarily need to be the champion all the time to still be important and crucial within the storylines.
yeah. Blood Rain in the chat says, "Man, people are really going after Gail on Twitter." Yeah, and that's she has different opinions. I mean, she's been in the industry, and she's gonna have a different opinion a lot of times than
The,
the fan base does. And so they're gonna
the,
ridicule her, and it's like, come on.
the problem with Gail on social media is she's very liberal. She's
Yeah,
very liberal, and she gets political. That's the problem with Gail. I've even told her before I lost my Twitter. I love you and respect you, Gail, but I really disagree with your ideology.
yeah,
But
yeah.
whatever. Just the fact that they're putting these two together. This is to sand a couple little bit more edges for Tessa and have Tessa add that extra layer of her character. Because you notice every little program Tessa Blanchard is in, she adds a little bit of an extra layer and texture to her character.
Oh yeah,
Like before in the beginning, she's just come out and rub her nose and do the I
yeah.
just dusted you, wipe my feet kind of thing. And, you know, who do you think you are? Those were the three things she did when she first came out character wise. But her character is really blossoming. And I think that this program with Gail is exactly that to blossom her even more.
Oh
Ultimately,
yeah.
she's going to be in the conversation as one of the best of all time by the time she's done. People
I've
remember I'm saying that, please.
I've
And I know
seen.
Blood Rain will remember that.
We
He's a
all
guy that
remember.
remembers dates. He's a guy that remembers dates and things like that. please message me privately, Blood Rain. I really would like to find some sort of spot for you at Wrestling with Wrestling. I'm in the works of getting my new computer, guys, so things will be frequent. And thank you, J Bone, for posting the last podcast that I did up on Wrestling with Wrestling.
Yeah, I'll be putting a few more on there. I just need to know exactly what you all. I mean, you know, what exactly you want me because you're throwing a lot of different things on there. So I just
I
content
haven't been
wise.
able to throw nothing on there for more than a month now, and it's driving me crazy. So I'm gonna get the new computer in a week,
Yeah,
and then there'll be lots of posts back on the website. I just thank God for people like you and everybody else that's been posting during my hiatus. So the website isn't dead by any means, and it still has content, just not as much as I'd like. So I'm gonna rectify that, fans. And but regardless, Blood Rain, I'd like to find a spot for you. Just your memory is, I think, so valuable. So I'd like to talk to you in that regard.
there you go. Brandon
Yeah,
Brandon in the chat says, "Do you guys hear that Chris Sabin is working as a producer for Impact Wrestling? What do you guys think about that? Plus, do you think the Motor City Machine Guns will ever wrestle again on Impact?" First of all, about Chris Sabin being a producer, yeah, um, I heard for I not sure how long or what dates, but I did hear that he was going to help producing because his contract was up with Ring of Honor. Um, so yeah, he was going to help out with the. I'm not sure where they are now. Is it the Windsor?
Windsor. Yeah,
The
yeah.
Windsor dates was last night and tonight. I believe he and Lance Storm, which Blood Rain so kindly put in the chat there too. Yeah, Lance Storm. So it's great. They're getting a wealth of talent backstage, helping coming up with ideas and helping, the in ring
And,
talent and everything.
and that St. Clair University venue, that crowd is by far Impact Wrestling's best venue and crowd in the whole loop, with the Rebel Complex in Toronto being a close second.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
Obviously, there's the Melrose Ballroom in New York and whatnot, Las Vegas, Sam's Town, which I don't really like that venue. I don't really like that venue at all.
It's different because it has more, and I noticed this because, like I said, it's the same place that Ring Warriors was shot. It has an old school, like 70s 80s wrestling feel to it. Like you can see the stuff in the ring fine, perfect,
But you
ringside
can't
area
see the
decently.
big amount of people. That's my issue. Light up that big giant section with tons of seats. You
And
you, you
that's
think
yeah,
you think that it's a small venue, and then there's that one corner that has tons of rows, but it's too dark to see the rows. That's my issue.
it's
And the sound
bleachers
is
and
bad.
bleachers, yeah.
The sound does not bounce around good in there. The crowd does not sound as loud as I bet they are.
Yeah, they should. I hate the concept of miking a crowd, but for certain venues and acoustics, I think sometimes you have to.
The
But
best
yeah, they
acoustics,
do they
the
do have a
best
great crowd
acoustics,
there.
the best acoustics are the Mexico venue.
Oh,
Uh,
that's
that's
just
a
another animal in itself.
that's a great venue. That's a great venue. There's lots of seating. It's an impressive crowd. It's almost like the 2007 Impact Wrestling Studio, the big soundstage 21 that they had back in the day
Yeah,
before they minimized. A nice crowd. So
yeah,
that also fits in one of the best venues for me. But I can't wait for these Windsor tapings to be on TV. It's the best
yeah.
venue. That's what
After
turned Impact Wrestling's momentum around, was when they decided to do those Windsor shows. That's when we got the first Impact Wrestling chance that the company could record and use in demos and promos and stuff like that.
the fact that they're touring and selling tickets, it's like everyone talks about the TV deal and this and that. It's like, okay, but the brand is out there and they're selling tickets. People want to see this product. That is
Yeah.
tremendous. And that is something they could not do. Not knocking names, but I'm just saying back when Kurt Angle and others 10 years ago were in the company and they had to stop and go back to Florida and sit on their asses down there, they couldn't do it. They're doing it now, and it's unbelievable.
Every
Oh,
Impact Wrestling superstar or former Impact Wrestling superstar I've interviewed have all said the same thing about Orlando. The fans that were the true fans that were there were great people and nice people, but outside of that small circle that were there for every show, it was all tourists, and it was a horrible venue to work. E-
yeah.
e-
They sat on their
ev-
hands.
every roster member was like, "Oh, thank God," when they left there and started in Windsor. That's what turned it all around for Impact.
It is. It really did. And they had some good moments there, but yeah, when you look in the background and you see like a row of, nothing against kids, but a row of kids that all came in from a class trip someplace, and they're all sitting there like this.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
horrible, you know.
yeah, yeah. So I can't wait to see these Windsor tapings come through on TV. But to answer your question that you had posed to me regarding what do I think about Chris Sabin returning to Impact Wrestling and having this role backstage, Scott D'Amore trained Chris Sabin in Windsor. They have a long, great relationship. Chris Sabin owes so much to
There you go.
Scott D'Amore, and this frees up a little bit more time for Scott D'Amore to do other executive things. And Chris Sabin, as a confidant and as someone he knows so well, trusts, can give Chris Sabin some of those backstage responsibilities and allow Scott D'Amore to even work on the next baby steps of the progression of this company under Scott D'Amore and Don Callis. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. The young fans now, they want everything right away, but they don't understand it takes time to create a product, to build that, to market it and get
Oh
it out on the
yeah,
shelves. Baby
yeah.
steps. And they've got the right idea. It's fixing one thing at a time, moving forward and tweaking it as they go. This management, Impact Wrestling is healthier in terms of management, company structure, and things in place to move forward uh, better than they ever have right now.
Oh yeah, better back when they brought in a bunch of new names, including Hogan. 10 times more healthy.
Do you notice the TNA Impact Wrestling is going to die this year? Predictions at the beginning of every year have disappeared now after 1 year under Callis and D'Amore. Did you notice
Yeah,
in 2019 we didn't see all the Dave Meltzerites? The Dave Meltzerites all over Twitter and Twatter and whatever they call it, and talking about the cream of the crop. That's every year. This is the year TNA is going to die. This is the year Impact Wrestling is going to die. And people were saying it just so that if it did close, they could say, "See, I called it. I know wrestling."
yeah, yeah.
But business structure wise, security wise for the company, they're in a better position right now than they've ever been. And the nice thing about being on the small network that Anthem partly owns is, unlike Spike TV, unlike the other networks that they were with, they were emboldened to being on just that network in the States. The
Yeah.
fact that Anthem owns half of the network that they're on now means that if Impact Wrestling does find another network in the United States that wants to carry their product, they're going to let it
Oh, sure.
simultaneously go on both networks. Up here in Canada, Anthem owns Game TV as well. And people can watch Impact Wrestling not only on the Fight Network in Canada, they can also watch it on Game TV, which is a subsidiary of Anthem Sports Entertainment. So
There you go.
uh, they're not stuck to just this hunting and fishing network. They could still get a WGN deal and still be broadcast on both networks at the same time. So all the people whining and bitching and complaining about being on the hunting and fishing network, uh, it doesn't handcuff the company at all. and it could work out to benefit the company in the long run.
Yeah, yeah. And I know they're gonna get a better TV deal somewhere, sometime. Um, it's just these things take time and takes
Yep.
money and planning and whatever. So
You know
it'll
why? You know
why?
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 Here comes a little comedy here. I'm going to sing. Somebody out there somewhere's waiting for someone.
Oh, oh no, no,
Do you know who
no.
that is? Have you heard that song before?
That is a little oh god, I hear it on the radio all the time. Is that
Somebody's out there somewhere waiting for someone. They're Canadian too.
it's oh, it's I was gonna say Loverboy. No, Journey, no.
No, no.
I'm close.
There's three of them. It's a three-man band. And the
Triumph.
drummer, I had faith in J Bone, and J Bone does not let me down again. Good for you, bro. Good for you.
I think I
But
just
yeah,
watched
it's
the
all about
video a
timing.
week ago.
It's all about timing and baby steps and not rushing. Dixie Carter under Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff, they wanted to rush everything, and that's what did all of the damage.
Oh yeah, they too big, too quick, and they focused on conquering someone else instead of their own shit. That was the biggest problem there.
Yeah. Hey, I could be the greatest freaking juggler in the world, but the more balls I try to juggle, the higher percentage of me dropping all of those balls is apparent.
Exactly.
And that's what happened under Dixie Carter,
Yeah.
under that Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff regime.
Something happened in the chat. I'm seeing little things here and there. Something happened with the W. I don't know what happened. I didn't catch. Somebody said something and some feelings got hurt or something. Um,
What?
but
Did I say something
let's
bad?
just try to keep it nice in the chat. I usually don't have to deal with stuff like that, but I do have,
Oh, arguments in the chat.
yeah, yeah, and that's
Hey,
actually
you
pretty.
can't control that.
That's
You
pretty.
can't control
That's
that.
pretty. I'm just saying that's pretty. That's pretty rare for my stuff. I get trolls here once in a while, but I don't get arguments. I think that might be a first. But at least I get
The
some
thing
discussions.
is,
That's all right.
everybody has to realize that they're their own individual and that there is freedom of speech. And if somebody else says something that upsets you, don't take it into account because
Don't
that
take it
doesn't change
personal.
your opinion and your views. As
Yeah,
long as you keep those values that you have, it doesn't matter what somebody else says. They're allowed to have that same value structure onto them as you. So the important thing is just to brush it off.
yeah.
We're all adults here.
Blood Rain says check your Twitter, Jabo. All right, I'll check it later when we're all done with this. We got about let's see, 3/4 of a show to go, so let's keep it rolling. No kidding.
And I said, hey, I've got 55 minutes with you, bro. And I guess we're going a lot longer.
I think we doubled that already.
The girlfriend suffers. That's all. Sorry, baby.
To tell her I'll make it up to her. So we get a promo for a new knockout coming in 2 weeks. There's a lot of assumptions on who this was. Black and white girl running through a park with a hoodie over her head, like so, and it was really really hard to see who was bouncing underneath the hoodie. I know that's insanely attractive there. I think I know who it is. I've seen a lot of names floating around. Andre, who do you think it is?
Well, I don't have Twitter anymore, so I haven't seen any names floating around. And I paused and tried to really look, and I really am not sure, Jay. I'm really not sure.
It's not if you didn't hear weeks ago who left what company and who's coming back, it would have been
Oh, here
damn near
comes the cryptic
impossible.
talk.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They already had her on a press pass a couple weeks ago, so there is no surprise to that. Married to one, ringside announcer too. Madison Rain is coming back.
I had made comments about that, and my gist of everything, my statement is as long as she doesn't leave again. And this time it's to put others over, not add to her knockout title reigns.
Yeah, I think she's going to be helping that next crop of girls that's coming in, and we are going to see some more new girls. You know, we got like Jordan Grace, and then there, Kiera Hogan's working her way up the chain, and you know, over the course of the last year to 2 years, it's all new faces. So if she can just add to that and help put out good matches and good rivalries and good storylines, and or help Gail Kim in the back as a veteran in the company, you know.
She used to have a lot more meat on her bones, and for me, her offense was more believable then. I think she's dropped so much weight after becoming a mother and train her type of cardio afterwards. I think she's cardio based training. I don't think she does any weight training anymore, and she seems too skinny. Seems too skinny and flimsy and not strong enough. I can't see her suplexing Jordan Grace without Jordan Grace having to really work uh, to get over in the move. You know what I mean? I can't see
Yeah,
her doing. We all know in moves, even though the other talent is helping you, sometimes you have to use dead weight.
yeah,
And I just don't have any confidence in her physicality, that when that situation comes where the other wrestler doesn't jump into the suplex properly, that she could sustain that dead weight to get it over.
yeah,
So I truly hope that this time around, because she's not at the top of her game, she's still got a lot to give. She's nowhere near done. Let's face the truth, J Bone. We all know that when it comes to the knockouts division, Gail Kim has been the John Cena of the knockouts division, and that's how she's been booked. But
oh yeah,
we can also say that in other terms, she has been booked as the Randy Orton of the knockouts division. Tons of title reigns near the top. Angelina Love and Gail Kim are the only others that are on par and above her in title reigns. So I hope she
yeah,
doesn't come back for another title reign. I hope it's to make stars. And with the departure of Ali, this tells me that Impact Wrestling Management is investing in building their own stars, and that's Scott D'Amore's forte.
yeah.
So
Do
you factor in OVW now with the relationship with OVW. Impact Wrestling is in full mode going into building their own stars.
Oh, absolutely. Do you think now? I heard stuff. I don't know how true it is. I know there was some dissension in the ranks, reasons why she left Ring of Honor. I don't know if I believe this reason. Something about she wanted to reform the beautiful people inside Ring of Honor, or excuse me, Women of Honor. You know what I mean, in the company. And I was like, I don't know if that's really a real thing or not. Do you see that
Uh,
possibly happening in this age of Impact Wrestling?
well, let's look at numbers, and history and facts don't lie. The highest Impact Wrestling segments in history, still to this day, are mainly beautiful people segments. Ring of Honor are moronic. Yes, there's that small faction of the fan base that say, "Oh no, not again! Beautiful people's been done." Blah 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 blah. But let's go back. Did fans say that about the Four Horsemen? Did fans say that about the Midnight Express and the Rock and Roll Express? Did fans say that about, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, don't listen to the impatient factor or faction of the wrestling fan base. They're used to or have been indoctrinated to short 3 week storylines, burn it off at the pay-per-view. Fans like yourself, myself, the older fans that are in the comment section right now, we're used to 4 to 6 month storylines. building and being patient and anticipating, being able to have the patience to anticipate over a long period of time, not wanting everything now.
Yeah. I gotta say, one of the best storylines I've seen over the course of this last year is a perfect example of a slow burn is now granted it's an MLW, but it's just the first one off the top of my head. Tom Lawler winning Battle Riot last year, and this slow burn of him on his way to the championship match he had this year against Low Key, where Selena De La Renta and her crew and Low Key threw everything except for the kitchens, well, actually, including the kitchen sink. There's probably quite a few kitchen sinks, come to think of it, at Tom Lawler over the course of this past year leading up to their title match. And
And,
that was perfect.
to me, a lot of Tom Lawler's his rise, have been piss break worthy for me.
Really?
To me, he does not look like a star. He does not come off like a star. His promos are just a little bit better than shit. I'm not a fan of Filthy Tom Lawler. I think he's one of the most lackluster things MLW has focused on. I would rather see MJF in that spot. I would rather see the Hart Foundation as the main focal point of that company.
Yeah.
And I am really not a fan of Serena. I don't. I'm a fan of her best friend, Aria Blake, but that's another situation altogether.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, it's a very
I can tell by
different.
your reaction that you really like Filthy Tom Lawler.
Well, I like it that it's so different from everything else that's out there. It's 1 hour shows, and they've got decent feuds and really good wrestling.
Oh, I
And
love MLW.
so like the product itself is great, but I get what you're saying. Not everybody catches everyone's eye and stuff. i like
I've
i
only
like the
missed
fact
five
that
episodes, bro. I've only missed 5 episodes of MLW Fusion. I've
uh,
caught all of them, so they've got me.
yeah,
They've got me. I love the product. I love the old school feel to it. But you were
yeah.
going to say about MLW?
Oh, I was just gonna say that I like Tom Lawler's build, as he's kind of like, I think he's got a strong persona, not big on promos, but I think he's got a certain wrestling style with confidence that helps carry it, that carries him. But he's certainly pitched as the underdog again, because now there's a whole new crew going after him in MLW.
What's his name now with the mustache? It's blanking me. I'm brain farting right now. From
Um,
WWE, the who offered the $10,000. The one who
Scott,
turned on the one who turned on Filthy Tom Lawler. What the hell is his name again? He was in the tag team in
with Aiden
WWE.
English. Yeah, Scott,
No, no,
Scott something.
no, no. What the hell is his name with the curly mustache?
He shaved it all off.
Oh, did he?
Gotch, Simon Gotch.
Gotch, Simon Gotch.
See, that's that's
Uh,
that's where my
that
chatters my chatters came in and
that
rescued it.
thank you, everybody. That's why we love you. That's why we love you, and that's why at least I'm glad, and I know you're glad you have an adult fan base. You don't have to deal with too many trolls. You don't have to deal with that childish behavior that you see on certain WWE covered channels. Just the immaturity levels.
Yeah.
It's nice to have smart fans all culminating together, and I know that's why I started doing this in the beginning, and I know that's why you did too.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But that's the only non-piss break factor of Tom Lawler's rise that actually had me. And I think it was because of Simon Gotch.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good storyline. How he was like tied with him, and then he turned on him, and now he's got a whole nother ballpark, and it's just a whole new crew. They're turning a whole new page in that company.
And there were similarities within the progression of that storyline that were similar to the Ultimate Warrior Jake the Snake feud. Like when he slammed the door and locked Tom Lawler in, only difference was it was with other wrestlers, not snakes.
Oh, that's yeah. There's that. It is classic. It's nice when you
Okay,
see little
what
classic
match?
things.
What match are we on to next? But
We
yeah,
are. Oh, we were talking about the new Doco. We were talking about Madison Rain. But yeah, so yeah,
those are my thoughts on Madison Rain.
she's gonna show up soon in a couple weeks after Against All Odds.
Hopefully, hopefully it's with the beautiful people. I know some of the fan base will be tired of that, but I don't care.
I always liked them.
It
You know, hell, bring back Taz because his classic line, you know, was what I enjoyed the most. Set
what was his classic
as
line? I can't
soon
even
as
think of
I
it right now.
bent over, let loose the pigeons or
Oh,
whatever it
the
was.
pigeon! Let the pigeons loose!
Yes, yes.
But
Let the pigeons go. No, that's not it.
what I've been saying regarding the Knockouts division is for it to truly be able to return to its glory days, they need 8 more knockouts to what they have now to even think of being able to have the possibility of bringing knockouts tag titles back and to have enough women for a competitive division. They need 8 more. And if they brought the
Oh
beautiful
yeah.
people in, boom, that's 3 towards 8. We'd only need 5 more. And then they can look to OVW and Rise to fill and maybe WW. Tessa's over there. She could let Scott D'Amore know who has that it factor.
Oh, there's a few faces on the WoW roster that I would love to see more of and on other shows. And
And,
some really, I mean, really stood out as
that's
far
why I
as
need to start watching the J Bone WOW live stream videos, the reports, the reviews, because I don't know enough about it.
yeah, if
Now
you
I'm versed with Rise. I'm versed with Rise, but there's only so many avenues and so many branches of the tree I can pick the fruit from within the product that I'm putting out there, right?
oh yeah.
So I should really start watching your WOW reviews.
And it's not I mean, you have to have access TV to watch it too, and it's you don't see it any other places as far as streamable.
Oh
But
my
if you
God, I
go,
think we have that on our stick. I think we have Access TV on our stick.
oh, there
We
you
have
go.
one of those sticks where we can freaking just type in something and watch anything we want.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I think we have Access TV on that.
There you go. Oh,
Do you watch it
bonus.
online?
No, I've got the cable channel access
So
TV.
you watch it on the big screen, eh?
Yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
It's the way to do it. But
So yeah, I'm for the beautiful people.
if you YouTube particular characters, you'll find their matches on YouTube. I know there's a channel that like took all the separate matches and put them on his channel from WoW. So
Send me the link, please. I'll
I'll
watch every
I'll
single match. On like the setting where it's a little bit faster than normal.
yeah, there you go.
Seriously, the
It
one
just
setting
makes the dramatics more funny than when they do it.
the one setting above normal, it isn't that much faster. It doesn't sound like that at all. You have to go a couple settings before it gets really fast. So the one setting is fine.
There you go. I'll send you the link. Um, and we're staying on the knockouts for a little bit longer. We get the segment here where Rosemary is talking to Reverend James Mitchell, and they're in this tug of war to get
Over the soul.
Allie's soul back.
Over the bunny.
And it was reported, and I talked about this, and you talked about this too, that this was supposed to be Allie's last week on television. But we heard about her. We did not see her. So I'm guessing maybe next week at Against
Yeah, and
All Odds is going to be the wrap up
Yeah,
Allie's
I told
story.
everybody, I said this last set of tapings is her last. I said, so you Ali fans, make sure to tune in tonight. And poor people, if they listened to me, I didn't
Yeah.
even get to
Well,
see her.
and that's what was reported is that, and that's something that was the bonus thing that I was looking for that was not reported with the original story was, oh, okay, AEW signed Allie. What's up with the Impact situation? And so many, including myself, and I'm guessing you too, did not know that as of the new year, Allie wasn't under contract anymore. I did not know that. And then she was still,
Little extension. Or was she going pay per appearance?
that was probably part of it, was like, okay, let's wrap up the storyline, come to this set of tapings, we'll do this with you. Okay, now we're going to do this in February, stuff like that. And that was, which was nice. It wasn't just cut and dried. I just hope that there is, like I said in my last video about her, that there is some kind of conclusion where it's not just, okay, she's gone. Where was that part of the story? I hope there is a
The, the,
conclusion.
the difference between this situation is when the company announces that they've decided not to renew the contract, that means they're wiping their hands. That's the difference within this situation. And that's why I was comfortable enough to report that she's gone. You know what I mean? That she's
Oh
done.
yeah, it wasn't
That
just
doesn't mean that we'll never see her again. Doesn't mean we'll never see her again. That she can't come in for one-offs. But as far as it comes to being a fixture on the Knockouts roster, she's gone.
yeah,
She's gone.
yeah. But and then like you said in your video, it just that frees up the budget to see some more new faces. Like we're gonna see Katie Forbes debut at
Katie Forbes. Holy shit!
yeah,
Katie
yeah,
Forbes. Like,
she
oh my
is
god!
she is an understated, very voluptuous woman.
Like she should come to the ring with a stripper, carrying a stripper pole. Like Crash Holly used to carry the weight, the weight,
Oh
the
God,
weight. She should come with a portable stripper pole.
wait till you see what she does
who's she?
on Wow Women of
Who's she?
Wrestling.
Who's she married to again, or who's she dating?
Someone who's gonna headline United We Stand.
That's so. Yeah. RVD in the house.
Mr. RVD, yes.
That's who
Um,
it is. Yeah,
you would
he
crack
probably, he
up.
probably.
You would crack up if you see what Katie Forbes did. Her character on WoW is Chloe Hertz, and
Okay.
and every time she came to the ring, she had this gimmick where she had her own ring rats, and it was guys, kind of like a Greek thing almost, where they would carry her on a pedestal to the ring, and those 6 to 8 guys or however many guys she had with her, those were her ring rats. And it cracked me up because that's something you don't hear that term very often.
Oh, it's
It's kind
something
of,
so 80s. It's so 80s and
yeah,
90s.
yeah, and it's something, but it was like the funny thing is it's completely reversed, where it's men to women instead of women to men, or what, you know what I mean. But
Well, that's what that's what society is pushing, right?
yeah,
You
so
know, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's female empowerment.
yeah,
That's
so
what's being pushed everywhere. Even the new Adidas commercial.
yeah.
Even the new Adidas commercial. And that's cool. That's cool. I just wish there was more balance.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. This
Equality is
show is
balance.
all women.
E- no, I mean in society.
Oh, okay,
Like
I got
it
you.
all falls into the equality, but it's not equality. It's flipping the table from one side to the other. I wish there was more middle ground, you know? All I see is men getting ridiculed, like
Yeah,
Meat in WWE, Sean Stasiak.
yeah.
Remember that character? That's what I
Oh
see
yeah,
everywhere now. Just men are useless, and you can be replaced like this, and it's all about the woman empowerment. That's not true equality.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
But whatever. Sorry, I went on a little tangent there. What do we got
That's
next?
okay. Demon Rocks in the chat wants me to let you know about all the stuff coming up on Fight that's coming up WrestleMania weekend. There's lots of events, and he put a link in the chat. Wanted me to let you know about it.
Just forward that link, copy that link, and forward it to my messenger, and I will watch that. Thank you, sir, for sending me that, and I will definitely watch it.
There we go. Or if you know him on Facebook, you can hit him up on there too.
I
He's
don't
not
go
on
on
Twitter
Facebook.
anymore.
I don't go on Facebook. When I lost my Twitter, I stopped going on Facebook as well.
Really?
Like, I use Messenger. I can't even
Okay.
remember the last time I swiped down a feed in Facebook. I use all individual sites and my contacts now. That's all I use. And I'll tell you something. Ever since I got off of Facebook, ever since I lost Twitter, I've been a happier person. I don't know what it is. I've been a happier person.
It's like anyone who's locked into their phone 20 hours out of 24 hours out of the day. It's completely understandable. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I think we're all guilty of that to some point. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say all, but you
But
know what I mean.
but I
The
thought,
majority
oh
of
shit.
society.
I thought, oh
Yeah.
shit, when I lost my Twitter and stuff like that. But it was actually better for me.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was going to hurt the numbers. I thought it was going to hurt the numbers to the website, and it barely did at all.
No, because I mean it's just another extension of promotion, but yeah, it just all depends on how you use it. So yeah.
Yeah, and whether you use any of the keywords for the AI, I found out if there's a big list of keywords that if you use, one of the words is cuck. Like if you use that word,
Yeah.
you will be suppressed, throttled. So if
Interesting.
it be careful what you guys use in chats, Facebook comments, and your Twitter, and also live stream comments, because it's not even humans checking anymore. It's AI, and they have a list, a big long list of any of those words used. Your product gets put in a specific bracket and is throttled to a specific degree, depending on how many times you use these words or how many of the different words the AI has picked up within your interactions with people.
Big
It's
brother.
the light. It's basically the light version of what China's doing, surveilling their citizens, but it's the pre version because our rights over here in the West don't allow that level. But it's basically the baby version of what China does.
Big
Everything you
brother
write,
is
everything you
watching.
do is monitored by AI, and the anti societal words or wording that you use in all of your social medias gets collected like an Easter basket, and it's almost like a credit score online with your behavior. Trust me, it's already implemented because J-Bone, I have over 8,000 subscribers,
Yeah.
and I know my YouTube is being throttled. I know my YouTube is being throttled. You look at my numbers, there's no way.
Yeah.
My
Oh
interview
yeah.
with Moose hasn't even cracked 400 views yet. One-on-one interview with Moose, and it's tagged and everything to all of the Impact Wrestling stuff. So I'm being throttled.
It's frustrating. I know. It's like trying to build an audience on here and they just knock you down. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yep,
I know.
yep.
So
It's an it's an old saying: crabs in a bucket.
yeah.
Any crab that makes its way to the top of the bucket, the other crabs just pull it back down to the bottom.
Where
Hey,
do you
baby.
think you're going?
Well, there's a rap song up here in Canada called Crabs in the Bucket. Trying to get down, but I'm moving up. Trying to get down, but I'm moving up. Check out the crabs in the bucket. It's a song about society pulling you down every time you rise up.
You should take that on the road, Andre.
Check out the crabs in the bucket. My girlfriend's not even laughing. She's so used to my warped humor.
I'm laughing. She's not laughing out loud.
She's like, why did I come here? why am I still here?
Why didn't I just wait till he was done? But yeah, another tangent, eh?
I'll forgive you.
We were
It's
gonna do
okay.
a 50 we were gonna do a 50-minute video, babe. We're at how long now?
We've doubled it.
Doubled it, and we're only halfway through
Well,
our
put it into
criteria.
this perspective. I've watched the whole entire movie.
Well, I said live on the video, I said 50 minutes, but that's okay. I guess it's my girlfriend that suffers. And then I said sorry, baby, on camera.
Well,
So
Just so you know, I'm not a cunning.
dinner's late here too, so I gotta move it.
Okay, what do we got next? What do we got next?
We're talking about Rosemary and the whole alley thing, but off the alley thing, there is a part of this discussion that Rosemary is having with Reverend Jim.
The more James Mitchell, the better. That's my take
he's
on it.
tremendous. A great character. Blood Rain in the chat says, this is the Titanic of J-Bone reviews. Get your popcorn ready. Thank you, Blood Rain. Thank you. I'm feeling the love. I've already got 2 dislikes. I'm feeling it. It's all right.
Oh, that was probably because of me.
No. I think it's because of what happened in the chat that people got upset and whatever. But I'll figure that out later.
Oh, people arguing in the chat.
Arguing over what?
Arguing over a scripted, predetermined industry soap opera.
Somebody's feelings got hurt. No, I don't want to cut on my viewers. But anyways,
no.
So the thing is that people are wondering is because Rosemary, there is this hymn that they're talking about that,
Satan.
Rosemary has to go back into the underworld to, finish this war off and get Allie's meat suit back. And so, the big question is, if she's talking about bypassing Reverend James Mitchell to get to him in the underworld, who is him? Is there going to be some unknown? What's that?
Satan. He's the right-hand man of James Mitchell. He's always been the right-hand man of Satan in Impact Wrestling. So I feel sorry for Impact Wrestling's makeup team, because what the hell are they going to do?
I don't know. They're going to have someone in the underworld that Rosemary's going to go face-to-face with, and I can't wait to see what it is. Some people are not a fan of this storyline. It's something so different and old school.
It's hit or miss with me. It's a little too fantasy. Yeah. It teeters for me. I like it and I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like Sue Young's maids. They're stuck to doing everything in zombie speed, and you can see the other wrestlers waiting for it all and happen. It's very bad to me in that regard. But I like anything with the James Mitchell. I like when they go to the other realm. Yeah, I love Sue Young. I just don't like the maids because of their zombie speed pace kind of. There's nothing worse than seeing the other wrestler waiting to take whatever's coming, and they're like having to stall because the timing's off.
Like a grade B.
That was my problem with Allie.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
That was my issue with Allie, was her timing.
What's that?
That was my issue with Allie, was her timing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think my signals. Are you on?
I'll just hang on. Let me check.
Hold on.
You're breaking up, brother.
Okay, let me know. Okay, yeah, I got my girlfriend to turn her Wi-Fi off. I think she was sucking the blood out of the live stream. Am I clear now?
Isn't that what they all do? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So I'm clear now?
Yeah, you're better.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
Turn your phone off. Why don't you just leave the car? I'm kidding. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, that war is going to finish next week at Against All Odds.
How do you think it's going to go down, J-Bone?
I
How do you think it's going to go down?
I really don't know. I mean, I was, if I could just throw a general guess, is I think it's going to be some kind of crazy backstage segment with a little bit of special effects, similar to what we saw last time, where they were trying to, act Sue Young and stuff like that.
Where Allie walked through the door and um, she was like in the forest all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're gonna do something similar to that. It's really hard to tell. This storyline's been all over the place, and I like the fact that it's been
Yeah.
fairly unpredictable too. It's like, whoa, what are they doing?
Hard to predict. Exactly.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really can't predict this too much. I mean, we know that Allie's gone, so this, I'm guessing this story is actually not going to be one of the first ones to not come out with a happy ending. We're not getting Allie back. She can't save Allie unless she saves Allie and then just poof disappears. I don't know. I don't. It's hard to tell.
This is what I think. I think she goes not in a gauntlet match, but she goes in a gauntlet to find whoever the right-hand man is who has Allie by his side or whatnot. And she's going to try to save Allie, but she's going to realize that Allie's gone. So I think she's going to kill Allie.
Kill him.
Kill Allie.
Okay.
I think Rosemary's going to kill Allie because she feels she has to and realizes she has to because the bunny is gone forever.
So you think Dark Allie is going to get a hatchet?
I don't know what the weapon's going to be or the method. Maybe vaporization. Ooh, sorry, man.
But what we did see before was like her hands had like these powers, like she had some kind of like superpower, kind of like the Emperor. The Emperor with the lightning and stuff.
Oh yeah. The Force. Or the Schwartz. Use the Schwartz.
Oh, God.
Use the Schwartz. I can't even do it. I'm laughing so hard.
I love Mel Brooks. It's great stuff.
Oh, me too.
So there's that.
Me too. So yeah, she's gonna kill Allie.
That's your prediction?
That's my prediction. Right. Yeah. After trying to save her. Or James Mitchell kills Allie because Rosemary decided to go around him because James Mitchell's playing the, hey, I've been fair middle ground demon. You know what I mean?
Interesting concept.
I didn't stop you when the last time I let you, blah, 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 blah. So that means he's going to stop Rosemary this time. Maybe Rosemary's going to be on the verge of saving Allie, and James Mitchell out of nowhere kills and takes her away forever.
Nonetheless, for those that like the storyline, I'm sure we'll have some kind of crazy ending.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like about the overdone fantasy angles.
Yeah,
is you have to reach extra far like this, even within your predictions.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Nonetheless, I'm in it. Then we get a very good match between guys that I could see these guys wrestle every week, and I wouldn't get sick of it. They've got great chemistry. And their new face, still, new faces to Impact Wrestling on the roster. And I just want to see more from both. We got Ethan Page versus Willie Mack.
Ethan Page. Poor Ethan Page. The way I see it, Ethan Page could very well be the next Bobby Roode in Impact Wrestling if they just let him, but they are damaging his credibility in a real bad manner. Now, the plus about this, Impact Wrestling fans, is he has signed a reasonably lengthy deal, so there's lots of time for him to get his push. Maybe
Yeah.
they're making him earn his stripes a little bit more, but as a Canadian, as a fan of Ethan Page, and as someone who sees a lot of Bobby Roode in him, within his ability and whatnot,
Yeah.
it's hard to see right now. It's hard to watch.
I've been a fan of his for a couple of years now because my first introduction to him was when I had Flow Slam and I was watching him on Evolve. And
Okay.
over the course of the year that I was watching him on there, I felt he should have been a top guy. And
Bro, he's ready for TV in every aspect of the notion.
he's so good. I put him up there with
Yes.
Eli Drake, like maybe just a minor step below Eli Drake.
Well, I see Bobby Roode.
That's pretty good.
I see Bobby Roode. Yeah.
Yeah. Tremendous in-ring stuff, great charisma. And if you're a fan of watching like the Road Diaries type of thing, Ethan Page has a brand new YouTube channel where he's vlogging on a weekly basis, showing his journeys to this place, that place, wherever. And it's very well done. Oh goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Crack a window. Crack a window, hey. Uh-oh, he muted himself. He'll be back. Take a drink. Okay, so Willie Mack beats Ethan Page. I'm not sure what Andre was going to add to this. I'll let him add it when he comes back. When he's done choking. But yeah, great match between these two. And Willie Mack just... he had his hands full in this show because he had Ethan Page to deal with. And then plus he's got the OVE guys constantly on him lately. And this is not the first time. We've seen this in weeks past.
No, I'm not touching down
And
there.
he took care of the OVE guys, as we saw even after this match. So Willie Mack is really starting to shine as a rising star in this show. You okay, Andre? You there, buddy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you
I
hear me?
you.
Jeez. I didn't know whether I had it muted or not.
No, yeah, I could tell you were unmuted. I was just talking, and I was just giving you time to whatever you had to do.
I just don't want people to hear the car running. I've got the car running and the heater on and the windows open. So I just wanted to mute the mic and let you talk so it doesn't have all the background interruption noise.
Oh, it's not that bad. There's just a little hum in the background. It's not horrible or anything.
Okay.
It's not like my old computer. you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, in the early days, yes. My goodness. But your content was still good enough to put up with it, you know?
I felt so bad. I'm like the one guy commenting says my computer's too loud. We gotta move this stuff.
Yeah, it was like your cooling fan or something.
Yeah, it was an older whatever, yeah. So but yeah, what were you were gonna say something about comment something about Ethan Page.
Just that Ethan Page obviously has a lot of time before he gets that really strong, solid push and maybe a title of some sort.
Yeah.
But it's hard watching him have to put people over in the manner he is. He's getting a good showing each and every week, but still losing. Now, I know losing doesn't necessarily mean that it damages the character, but if it's consecutive enough, it is damaging on the
Yeah.
character, and that's my concern. Is all I wanted to say in regards to Ethan
Yeah.
Page.
He's been just kind of getting bounced around the X Division wrestlers right now, and yeah, it's it's good seeing him out there. I love his music. Which sounds goofy, but his theme music had me from day one, and it's the same music he had when he was in Evolve too. So there's that.
Oh yeah,
Um, it's just a
and there
catchy
ain't no
little thing.
shame. There ain't no shame in losing to Willie Mack. He's a freak athlete. Even when my girlfriend watches Willie Mack matches with me, she sees this chubby guy that doesn't look very athletic do these super athletic flips and dives and power moves.
Oh, it's crazy good.
He's so much more stronger than he looks. He's
Yeah.
so much more agile than he looks. And I think the sky's the limit for Willie Mack. I would even accept someday, when the timing is right, him winning the Impact World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Tommy Dreamer's got all the confidence in the world in him because he's Tommy Dreamer's champ right now.
Yeah, he's got that it factor. He's the Junkyard Dog 2.0, but just so much more talented.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because he can do stuff that a majority of big guys don't do. Yeah.
And that's a compliment, Daddy. That's not an insult.
Because JYD was awesome.
Loved JYD back in the day. That was one of my favorites growing up. Hell yeah, man.
So yeah, in closing of the Ethan Page and Willie Mack match, Willie Mack, I understand the win. I understand the booking.
Yeah.
I just think it's time to put Ethan Page against some people that he can win. Another thing, when he lost to the member of the Rascals, I thought that was the wrong move.
Yeah. Yeah. The Rascals are going to go back and forth. They're hot right now too, so it's
They're hot, so
Yeah.
everybody in the faction doesn't need to win. Is all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Keep it to 2/3 winning percentage ratio, and nothing will be damaged. You know.
There you go. And like I talked about for a moment, Willie Mack after his match, OVE, attacks him in a locker room again. This time, Willie Mack comes out with a chair and he's like, "Man, they really got to do something about security around here." So that was a funny little segment. Like, oh, I didn't see that happening. And but it was all building a story towards the last match, and that was the X Division title match of Swan defending against Sami Callihan, which has been one of the better stories that they've been building on this show over the last.
Agreed. They could have went a couple different ways, but I'll go back again to the long, slow burn booking.
Yeah,
it very well could happen. Swan could join OVE eventually. So
I was honestly I was ready for it because when he put on the shirt, I was like, all right, we're doing this. I want to see where this goes. And then he attacked him, and I was like,
he pulled the DDP.
No!
He pulled the DDP. He did the DDP.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
Yeah.
So, I think there's more for this storyline to unravel for the fans that are locked and loaded within this feud. This was a rock solid match from two very well versed athletes that have a great wrestling craft.
Oh yeah,
and
these two know each other.
And the climax debut at the end was great. And in my opinion, this debut is more of a bigger deal than some are making it to be.
Oh, I've been waiting for this for months because there's been a few select house shows that have been like one night onlys or the ones
Bluegrass. Bluegrass.
And I haven't seen that one yet.
But watch it. It's the OVW Impact Wrestling one night only, and it's good. And we all know that he was a member of NXT.
Yeah.
A lot of fans may not know that after his departure, he went to Kentucky to OVW, and you see him involved in this show, Impact Wrestling One Night Only Bluegrass. And fans, go check it out after this podcast. And I knew the second I saw him in OVW and factored in the new partnership that he would be the first guy Impact Wrestling synced their talents into. And we saw this last night on Impact Wrestling.
Yeah. And I've been watching MLW. He's been featured on there as well as one of
the Madman,
as one of Callahan's guys. See, it's like the same guy, different universe. Callahan on Impact has the Christ brothers, the OVE, and MLW. He's got, I don't know what they call his crew over there. We haven't seen much of Callahan over there lately, but they were part of the whole say Star Wars. It's not Star Wars.
War Games.
War Games. Thank you. Oh my God, I need a nap and a beer. But yeah, and then there was someone else. I believe the guy's name was Leon White or something to that effect. But Fulton was the guy who was partnered.
Leon White. You got to be kidding me.
I think that's his name. I could be wrong. That's
so he's got Vader's name.
Oh, that can't be it then. It's something similar to that. But there were two big guys in the crew with Callahan and MLW is what I'm saying.
Brain farting. I'm brain farting too. I know who you're talking about.
Fulton was one of them. The other guy was bald or something. And I was like, oh, it'd be great, because then we started seeing these little Twitch shows and like you said, the blue. I didn't watch the latest one with the OVE, the Bluegrass one, but there was a couple others that they did based around the Ohio area that Fulton came out and was kind of not aligned with Callahan, but he was part of the show. So it was
Callahan's, Callahan's, I believe it's called Rockstar Pro Wrestling. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah,
Rockstar Pro Wrestling.
There's that one. There's Pro Wrestling Revolver. There's a couple that he's
and he's also heavily involved with Chicago's AEW. He's also involved with why am I blanking out right now? Keep talking. I'll get back to you.
But nonetheless, the point is, I've been waiting for Fulton to become a part of this and join Callahan in this universe, in this, Impact Wrestling show as well. And I was like, oh, it'd be perfect. You got the Christ brothers, you got Callahan, and now you got the muscle to get it's like the exclamation point at the end of the sentence. Fulton's there now. This crew is going to be unstoppable, and I'm excited about it. I hope they come up with enough that it's not just he's going to be some big guy lost in the mix, But I've got confidence in this team of writers and producers that I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to lead to Sami Callahan's first championship eventually and Impact Wrestling, which I'm dying for. It's been long overdue because the way they've been booking him as such a pivotal point on the roster and making such a statement, controversial or not. He's wrestler of the year, caused Impact Wrestling's YouTube to completely blow up. And it's time to give him his due,
AEW or AEW.
I almost did it again.
What do I keep saying? AAW.
Oh, AAW. Yes.
AAW out of Chicago. Real solid promotion.
just a hop, skip, and a jump away from me. I'm dying to get down there someday when I can afford to make a trip and get some tickets. Yeah, and that's one I want to start reviewing because I have Power Slam .tv, which if you look in the description of the video, you can get a free month.
You let me know in advance because I promise you I can get you free tickets to AEW.
AAW?
Did I say it again? Jesus, Murphy! AAW. If I said I could get tickets to AEW, people would be blowing the hell up on my social media.
Oh God, I'd get some more dislikes. No, I'm kidding.
But yeah, when you want to go to AAW, let me know, and I'll get you on the list for free ticket.
Oh, that would be,
or tickets if you want to bring your woman.
that would be tremendous. I know one guy that's in production there, and he's on another podcast that does all Impact stuff. That's Trent. Trent
Trent
Vanilla
Z.
Joke on Twitter.
Yeah.
I've talked with him a little bit. We're supposed to be doing something in this
Yeah,
in the future.
I've talked to him a bit too. He's a nice guy. He's also in like a metal rock band.
Hemi. Yeah.
Yeah. Good guy.
So, and he's also been in the background at a few Impact tapings too.
Yes, he's a big Impact Wrestling fan.
Yeah, that's all his. He's got the Total Nonstop Impact podcast.
Say that 10 times.
No chance in hell.
But yeah, I'm really liking the Sami Callihan feud.
Yeah,
I really am. It's nice to see Rich Swann being the X Division champion and still being involved in a program outside of the X Division to a degree. Because this is kind of outside the X Division. It really is.
It is, and it takes me back to like when guys like Samoa Joe were running roughshod through the X Division, where he was different.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's how you do it because that was a great time for the X Division when Joe was champ.
Yeah.
And then it says that there's nothing wrong with having the big guys as X Division champion, but you look at the opposite spectrum. Where was I again? Abyss. When Abyss like almost killed the X Division when he was champion.
Oh God.
You got to be careful with stuff like that. So I think Sami Callihan would be a great X Division champion, and Rich Swann is a good Impact Wrestling X Division champion as is. So
yeah,
I like the feud.
So yeah, but we know that this isn't done, especially with the inception of Fulton. The family of OVE is growing. With that attack at the end of the match was great.
And maybe the fans can pipe in. Is he a relative? Is he related to Bobby Fulton? From the Fantastics?
Oh gosh. I don't think so. The only background I know about him is that he was down in Florida for several years and that he was formerly a football player. But beyond that, I don't know anything.
Yeah, you can see that he was a football player. Holy jeez.
Yeah, he's they called him 7 foot. I looked up his stats. I believe
he's only about 6'8". He's only about 6'8". You can tell.
He's 6'8", but he towered over everyone. I mean, he really is a monster.
Yeah, you could always tell because they all have to push the rope down.
Oh yeah.
But you watch Kevin Nash, who's genuinely 7 feet or 6'11".
Yeah.
And he only pushed the rope down just a couple inches. So if they have to push it down more than a couple inches to step over that top rope, they're not 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Yeah, like guys like Kevin Nash glided right over him really with almost no effort. But yeah.
And Sid, same thing for Sid, you know?
Oh, Sid, yeah. Before he shrunk.
Oh, don't even mention that. Oh, My friend Terry and I, we watched that footage uh over and over and over 21 times. And
No.
each time his leg did what it did, we either cringed or made the oh noise, just that wow.
Holding your stomach.
Still to this day, one of the most grotesque things I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it
Just
was.
how the leg elasticed. Oh, and
Yeah,
oh,
I'm twitching myself. It's
yeah, yeah. And we're decades removed from the incident.
yeah, it's
So what
brutal.
do we got next? That's the main event.
That
So I
that
guess
is that is pretty much it. Solid episode, not tremendous, but it's building up to what is going to be a decent in-house pay-per-view. I don't know what you call them, but you know what I mean. Against all odds, it's a pay-per-view, but it's not a pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
a free per view. That's what I call them.
Free per-view. There we go. That too.
Yeah, yeah.
But nonetheless, some decent storylines to boot. We're going to get some stories wrapped up or revved up, um, like the Rosemary Alley stuff. That'll get wrapped up. But now, like the X Division and the stuff with the championship, that is going to get amped up in next week. We're going to get Cross versus Cage.
Jordy Grace gets her big shot.
Yes. Yeah, we're going to get that.
She's not going to win, unfortunately, because you could tell by that Johnny Impact promo from last night that they're really pushing the power couple. And because we're both champions, we hold all the power and we make the rules.
Yeah.
So that tells the fan right there that Taya Valkyrie will retain her Knockouts Championship title.
Yeah.
I know, sorry.
Most likely, but it's still to see Jordan Grace in this position and to get that shock win over Tessa, even though it was meant to put Tessa over here with Gail, it's still exciting because we know what they can do in the ring. They're going to have a good match, and seeing this other side of Taya and Johnny, I'm just going to call him Johnny Mundo because that's how I'm going to call him now, because we got Johnny Mundo and Killer Cross, so that's what I'm happy with. So, because I can't have him on that other show, so that's that's why.
And on top of that, they both
on top of. Oh, did we lose him again? Jake Hudson says hello, Jake Hudson. Welcome to the show. We're just about to wrap this up. This went in. Now I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, on top of that, they both work better and complement each other better as heels.
They do. Yeah, I believe that. Just like I said, we talked about this at length. Just seeing what they did, comedic or not, in Lucha Underground helped both tremendously to get to this point as what we see now on Impact. And and I know that I've heard it a million times before. I'm very biased. I've always been a fan of John Morrison and watching his evolution throughout wrestling over the last 10 years, whatever it's been. So
I think his moveset is so different from everybody else's.
Oh, it's just so improved. I mean, I loved him back then, and I always felt like he could have been the next Shawn Michaels. But he took it in a completely different direction and improved. And the fact that he's helping so many other people, including his better half and Taya, helping other guys like Luchasaurus become a better wrestler, stuff like that. He's giving back. He's not just
a very unselfish person. And you go back to the conference with Austin Aries where Johnny lost it.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
With Aries?
His language was, he totally melted down. He snapped. And I guarantee you it was his unselfishness that made him snap is like, are you effing kidding me? Are you effing doing this? It's not all about you.
Yeah.
You know, he said that in response to Aries at the conference. And I think it's because, like you said, he is helping others. He's not
Yeah.
selfish.
Yeah, that was a tremendous promo. And that was very nerve wracking what happened that weekend. And the fact that we actually got a little hint of what happened after all that too was like,
Yes.
ooh, you know,
Yes, that was nice.
it's like, ooh, we really saw a different side of Aries that weekend, and we haven't seen him since.
Yes. And I'll tell you something, as a fan and as a person, I realized something that day about Aries, and I absolutely give two shits about the career of Austin Aries moving forward because of the non-team player, the selfishness, and the conceit that he displayed that day. There's no room in a locker room for somebody that selfish
It really
because
hurt him.
there's no I in team.
Yeah,
That's the way I am. I grew up playing hockey. I'm all about the team.
yeah,
So just he displayed that day that it's all about him, and there's no team. Even in the main event, part of that main event was a real fight.
yeah,
When Johnny Mundo became champion, part of that was a shoot.
yeah, yeah. You could,
There's nobody that can. There's nobody that can tell me otherwise. I've seen both sides of the industry behind and in front of the curtain,
yeah,
and part of that match, there was a level of enough professionalism to get the job done, but you can tell there was a lot of resistance and there was a little bit of unprofessionalism. That was a shoot to me.
yeah. Jake Hudson says, "What do you think about Ali going to AEW?" I don't want to go into length about it anymore. I want to wrap this up. We've been on here about 2.5 hours almost.
And there's a familiar name, Jake Hudson. I just want to say hello to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for supporting my stuff as well. I appreciate it, and we'll see you again in the future. Jake's pretty supportive of my channel, and I
Oh,
appreciate it.
awesome. We did talk about it a little bit earlier
Oh yeah, in
in the
depth.
show,
Plus, I did
and
an hour and 15 minutes on my channel of it, so I'm kind of allied out.
yeah, we both, yeah. Andre did a very good discussion on it, as I did a video or two ago. I did a whole thing on Sadie Gibbs and Ali going to AEW. So please,
And you can watch those videos at wrestlingwithwrestling.com.
yes, yes, it is on there. So yeah, and by all means, there's a lot more content where that came from on there. A lot of providers on there, and hopefully we'll get some more consistent ones on there to do even more of a variety in the soon to near future. I know I want to help Andre with that if I can, and we'll talk to what's the other guy's name that set it up? Ghetto.
Oh, I have not been in contact with Carlos at all.
Okay.
I've tried, and he's disappeared from the world. He actually had said that he had an extra laptop computer for me, and uh, and that he was going to and that he was going to send it to me.
Huh.
I said, "Oh, well, that's so amazing of you." I said, "Let me pay for the postage. That's the least I could do, right?" And he says, "No, don't worry. It's helping a friend out." And that was like 3 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from him since. And I've messaged him probably
Hmm.
2 dozen times,
Oh
and he's
wow.
just disappeared.
Wow.
So I don't know. Um, he still has access to post
Oh,
to the
okay.
website, but
Well,
he doesn't have
I
he
know he's
doesn't have
focusing on his own site too.
yeah, he doesn't have administrative access anymore
Oh, okay.
because he was paid to build the site. He did a good job building the site, and
Huh.
I'm appreciative of that.
Okay. Well, I'll leave that alone then, and I'll just work with you, and we'll see what we can do to get more
Um,
people on there.
you, you know who you can contact? Have you ever watched any of the German videos?
I've seen them on there, but I have not watched them.
His name is Flo, and he has access like I have. He helped
Oh,
set
okay.
up he helped set up the ads and everything for the site because I had no clue what I was doing. So if you contact Flo, I'll send you his messenger.
Oh, okay. Is they on
Okay.
Facebook?
Yeah, I'll send you his messenger. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I assume we're off air now, right? Oh no, we're still live.
We're
Oh,
still
Jesus.
live.
I
Well,
thought we were off
no, we're gonna
for like
wrap.
the last 2 minutes.
But we're gonna wrap this up. This has gone long enough. Thank you so much, Andre, for being on here with me and
Oh, I
talking about
loved
the
it. I
latest
loved it.
Impact Wrestling episode, even though we was like, in 20 different directions at
I, I
once.
think we covered. I think we covered all four corners of the ring, multiple promotions, and
And I think we pretty much covered four corners of the world. But thanks again, Andre. We're going to wrap this up. Don't forget, if you're new to the content, there's plenty more of this where it came from. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Smoke one for me, buddy. We're out of here. Peace.